You know that feeling when you get to the end of the day and just wonder where all the hours went? You felt busy, sure, but not really productive. Well, if you feel like your attention isn't really your own anymore, you're not alone. Today, we're going to dig into why that is, and more importantly, how we can start to reclaim the art of focus in a world that feels designed to steal it. Just picture this for a second. You're on a subway, a bus, maybe just in a waiting room, and pretty much the only light is coming from the glow of screens, lighting up every face around you. Everyone seems totally absorbed, in control. But this quote from our source material asks a pretty chilling question. Are we really the ones in control, or is our attention, our most precious resource, simply being used? So that unsettling feeling that something else is directing our attention, it isn't just a feeling, it's real. And this leads us to a really crucial idea. If you're struggling to focus, it's not a personal failure, not at all. It's a totally normal reaction to living in an environment that has systematically hijacked our ability to pay attention. And to see just how deep this goes, check out this contrast. Our ancestors' focus was literally a tool for survival. It was sustained, singular, trained by the real world. Think of a hunter who could wait for hours, totally present. But our attention today, it's been completely rewired to be fragmented, reactive, always jumping from one thing to the next. And this isn't just some bad habit. It's a fundamental shift in how our brains operate. This timeline really lays out the trend. We're all born with this natural, unbroken state of focus. And for most of human history, our environment helped us hone that ability into a real skill. But then came the digital age, where it's been, systematically fragmented. Our ability to focus hasn't disappeared. The world around us has just been redesigned to shatter it.
And here's the engine driving all of this. It's the core of what's called the attention economy. See, your focus, your awareness, that's the new gold. And pretty much every app, every feed, every notification is a highly sophisticated tool that's been engineered to mine that resource right out of you, usually for somebody else's profit.
So this constant battle for our attention has consequences that go way beyond just getting less work done. The real stakes here are so much higher, because this battle is actively shaping the very world we live in, both inside our heads and out.
Our source material really puts the stakes into perspective with this powerful two-part idea. And it all starts with this simple phrase. The quality of your focus determines the quality of your life. Just let that sink in for a second. What you pay attention to, moment by moment, isn't just some passing thought. The sum of all those moments of attention literally becomes the fabric of your reality. It dictates what you experience, it shapes your relationships, and ultimately, it decides who you become. Now that might sound a little heavy, but right behind it is this incredible shift in perspective. The problem isn't you. As this quote puts it, you are not a person who cannot focus. Your attention has just never been taught how to come home to yourself. See? This changes everything. It means focus isn't some fixed personality trait you either have or you don't. It's a skill, and it's a skill that can be learned. And this whole idea of coming home brings us to this radical new way of defining what focus even is. It's not about brute force or white-knuckling your way through. It's actually something much gentler and way more achievable. It is the art of returning. So get this. True focus is not some superhuman ability to never get distracted. That's a total myth. No, true focus is the skill of noticing when you've drifted and then gently bringing your attention back over and over again. The magic isn't in never leaving. The magic is in getting really good at coming back. When you start to see it that way, it transforms the entire experience. Every single time your mind wanders off to a worry or a memory or that email notification, it's no longer a failure. It's a rep. It's an opportunity to strengthen that attention muscle. All of a sudden, distraction stops being the enemy, and it becomes the very ground where you do your training. Okay, so if this is a skill we can train, how do we actually do it? Well, the source gives us a beautifully simple, 4-step practice that you can start using, the second this is over. It's a really simple loop you can just repeat. First, you become aware. Without any judgment, you just notice, my mind has wandered. Second, you label it. You just softly name the distraction in your head. Is it planning, worrying, sound? This just gives you a little distance. Third, you return. You gently guide your attention back to whatever you intended to focus on. And fourth, feedback. Just a tiny, quiet moment of acknowledgement. A little mental nod like, nice, I came back. And that reinforces the whole cycle. So the whole goal just flips on its head. It's no longer about trying to achieve some perfect, unbroken state of Zen-like concentration.
The new measure of success is just how quickly and gently you can return from a distraction. It's about the number of successful returns you make, not the minutes of uninterrupted focus. And this simple practice of returning, when you do it over and over, it builds up to something way more profound than just being more productive. It actually builds toward a kind of inner freedom. Because think about it, when you can consciously choose where your attention goes, you get what the Source calls consciousness sovereignty. And that is the ultimate freedom, right? You're no longer a puppet jerked around by external pings or even your own reactive thoughts. You are the one who gets to decide what receives your precious mental energy.
And in the end, that's really the true purpose of all of this. This final quote just says it all. The ultimate meaning of focus is not to get more done. It's not about controlling the world, but about returning to yourself. It's a practice of coming home again and again to your own mind.
So, we'll leave you with that to chew on. You have a finite amount of attention in your life. It's your single, most precious, non-renewable resource. The real question is, where will you choose to invest yours?